interesting fight in terms of the women's bantamweight division is we have the Pitbull, Bethe Correia, taking on Banzai, Pannie Kianzad. And Matt, I'm going to start it here. Pannie Kianzad had a rough go with Invicta. She lost 3 in a row. Sandwiched in that, well, really, the bread and the sandwich, Tanya Evinger and Sarah Kaufman. Those are 2 really tough names. I mean, we're talking about champs in different organizations at different weight classes. I know Tanya Evinger's run, with the UFC did not go all that well. She's scrappy. And for Sarah Kaufman, didn't make it to the finals of the lightweight tournament last year with PFL. Nonetheless, Pannie Kianzad comes in on the last season of The Ultimate Fighter, featherweights, gets really far in that one. And then kind of the wheels fell off. I mean, lately, we're talking alternating wins and losses. She ends up making it back into the UFC. She went, way off the board, fought Ioni Razafierzin in a fight that I remember happening, again, way off the map when it did, won a decision there, comes back into the UFC. For Pannie Kianzad, it's her work on the feet and it's her volume that really win her fights. If we go back to her last one, I mean, she just tuned everything up when she fought Jessica Rose Clark, and her output and her percentages went up as the fight went on. Compared round 1 and round 3, totally different. And she's one of those fighters that if output's key at bantamweight, I think she can really, she's got to bring everything together. The grappling, the wrestling, everything. But if she can do that combined with the output, I think she has a pretty high ceiling at bantamweight. I really do.
I agree 100%. And Bethe Correia is sort of the perfect opponent to be able to showcase some of those abilities off against. And I know I've been hard on Bethe Correia in the past, but the Sijara Eubanks fight, she actually showed a lot of positives. I didn't think she would win that fight by any stretch of the imagination. But what Bethe Correia does well is, how do I put this lightly? She frustrates her opponent with her striking style. Kind of in a Cindy Dandois-esque way. Not that bad, of course. But Bethe Correia, she doesn't have like Dustin Poirier, Chris boxing by any means, but I would classify her as a boxer in the bantamweight division. Really good hands, decent power for the division. Few things that worry me though. A, she had a very major eye surgery not that long ago. Even though I know it was supposedly to correct her vision issues.
And it was before the Eubanks
Exactly.
fight.
And she's had a fight since, but still that's something you always have to consider when you do have a major surgery like that. Also, she's 37 years old. And at a certain point in the bantamweight division, you're going to just naturally age yourself out. Because Bethe Correia, when she was at her peak, Ronda Rousey was still champ. Like, she fought her for the title. And Ronda Rousey at this point, if you're a hardcore, you're watching our videos, that was such a long time ago that Ronda Rousey was on top of the world. I keep on thinking that was 2 years ago. No, that was 2015. That was 2016, 2014. So it's been a while since Bethe Correia has been at the top of the mountain. She's shown in a lot of her fights, she's got that split decision curse, really, where she's never going to just blow the doors off somebody and, 10-8 round them 5 times or twice, and then maybe just win the last round a little bit. Her fights are always going to be a little close because her striking style is very, I'm going to take one to give one. And that's how a lot of her fights go. But against Kianzad, that's really going to bite her because the volume of Kianzad, it's not just going to be 1 for 1. It's going to be 3 for 1 and then move, 3 for 1 and then move. And Bethe Correia is just going to keep on accruing more damage as the fight goes on. So I really think this is a terrible fight for Correia, just stylistically.
To me, this is a really interesting one. Like, there's a lot of different things you could say. For Bethe Correia, she came into the UFC in 2013. She's had 10 fights since then. Again, a title shot at one point. She was undefeated coming into the UFC. If you look at the odds, this is where it gets interesting. This is a fight that I would avoid, and here's why. They opened as basically pick-em odds. Kianzad slightly favored -115, Correia -105. The odds have shifted in favor of Kianzad, -140 to Bethe Correia's +120. If you look over on Tapology, out of 845 votes, 75% going Kianzad, 88% predicting a decision. I don't care about the fan votes there. I don't care about the odds so much. This really is a pick'em type of fight because Bethe Correia will frustrate an opponent. You'd think Sijara Eubanks would win a fight against Bethe Correia. You would think. Because for Eubanks, she was supposed to be in the finals of the Ultimate Fighter at flyweight. She missed weight. Had weight issues after that. Moves to bantamweight. Gonna headline
a pay-per-view at Madison Square Garden.
Has not looked that great at bantamweight. And Bethe Correia, like you said, constant pressure, decent power, not the greatest of volume, but it's there. It is there.
The pressure that you bring up really is the key because in that Eubanks fight, she lost the first round, but Eubanks completely faded after that first round. Correia is going to keep a just very constant pace throughout the fight, kind of in the way I use Ian Heinisch as an example. Ian Heinisch has a weird pace to him because he has high volume. It just always seems like he's exhausted from the first start of the fight till the end. He just kind of stays at that kind of steady work rate throughout. So if Kianzad does really fall off at any point during this fight, Correia could start to steal rounds as the fight goes on. But I just think that the volume and the striking advantage for Kianzad is going to be a little bit too much for Correia.
And I agree with you in that sense. Again, this one's really close. So if you're going with Bethe Correia, power to you. I don't think you're totally wrong.
No.
I would say yes. Pannie Kianzad, if she keeps distance, she has reach advantage, height advantage, and she can typically do well against an opponent like this. I could certainly see Pannie Kianzad winning this fight. But again, if I woke up the next morning and Bethe Correia won it, wouldn't be all that surprised. So, gonna go with Kianzad. Not the most certain of picks. You can do as much tape study as you want, but Pannie Kianzad has lost to fighters like this in the past. So take that with a grain of salt. We're really looking forward to this card. We have 15 fights. You're not gonna want to miss those. Our extended breakdown of Whittaker and Till in the main event. Just keep locked in with Fight Night Picks, Matt. And as we always say, let's get into it.